Welcome to the Fantasmagorium show. On today's show, ScarJo and the Bobs continue to battle over the box office blowout. Avatar, no, the other one, makes $1 million in a day for an RPG to play. A man and his monkey get a poster for their show. Let's go.
And we are live.
Hey, Steve, what's going on, man?
Hey, Scotty, not much. How was your day so far?
Really good. I got to watch James Bond all day prepping for the show tonight.
Nice. Yeah, I guess we should remind everybody that we do have a new show coming to our channel, Martinis, Gadgets, and Guns. It's a James Bond podcast. We'll start tonight. Any more details you want to give away about tonight's show?
It's going to be me and Kat, and we're going to be talking about Dr. No. And just to start at the beginning, and we're basically leading the countdown towards No Time to Die. Cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's pretty exciting. We want to start doing some special shows outside of the Fantasmagorium show. And we do have a bunch of stuff to get to today, but before we do, we'll do the housekeeping like we do every day. You know, please like, share, subscribe, comment. Like we say every day, we love the subscriptions, but the comments, likes, shares, especially the shares, actually help grow the channel. And we appreciate you helping us out that way. If you'd like to send a tip with your comment or question, please do so. www.streamelements.com/phantasmagoriumshow/tip. We also please visit our website, read our audio only podcast, along with our shows and clips. I just added the new show to today. So once that is complete, we'll pop that over there as well. Find us at www.phantasmagoriumshow.com. Also there, you can find our shop, www.phantasmagoriumshow.com/shop. Pick yourself up t-shirt, hoodies, all kinds of goodies over there. And like I said yesterday, we are working with our print-on-demand supplier to get the issues fixed on their side, so we can add more products to the list. That really helps out the show. It helps us, take in some money. You get something in return. But it really does help the show grow. We have a lot of plans, and we do. Unfortunately, this isn't all for free. Some of the stuff we do does cost some money, so we appreciate you helping us out in that way. So with that down and out of the way, as they say, let's get on to the main stuff. I do want to put up your Scotty usually berates me and beats me if I don't put on the ticker. So
I love the ticker. It just seems so professional.
All right. Okay, so first off the top, this dropped today, and I thought it would be cool. We are going to be beating up Disney pretty good here in a minute. So to soften the blow, as it were, we'll play one of their advertisements. This is actually Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser. Walt Disney Resort reveals their trailer for that. So let's take a look at that.
For the first time, it's real. We've traveled to far reaches of the galaxy. We got recruited by the Resistance. And now we're ready.
Come on, Dad. We gotta go save the ship.
No. We're gonna save the galaxy.
So yeah, that launches in 2022. Just a quick little hit there. See it, feel it, live it. Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser, a 2-night adventure at Walt Disney World Resort, launching in 2022. For more information, visit StarWarsGalacticStarCruiser.com. Okay, well, hopefully, we'll probably get beat up by the Disney company for that, but that's the way it goes.
So is it like a hotel or?
Yeah, it's a hotel overnight. It's a cruise. Okay. 2-night cruise for you and the family.
It makes me bristle when they say we got recruited by the resistance. I'm still a purist. I like being recruited by the rebellion.
By the rebellion? Well, okay.
Yeah, it's just my thing. I don't know.
Potato.
I suppose.
So let's get into it here. Scarlett Johansson lawsuit. This is the biggest. You usually don't want to get into this drama, but it is the biggest news in the entertainment industry right now, with huge implications. Her suit with Disney has taken a little bit of a turn and given us a little bit of insight. Look it through the window, behind the scenes, kind of this rift between the two Bobs. So Scarlett Johansson lawsuit. This is actually from, I believe this is from comic book. Yeah, this is comicbook.com. Scarlett Johansson lawsuit. Disney's Bob Iger is mortified. Black Widow star sued studio. And the Wrap, basically they're reporting from the Wrap. The Wrap, so Sharon Waxman is the founder or co-founder, I think co-founder of the Wrap. So she's been in this business for like 30 years. So when she actually wrote the piece, people listened, right? They perked up. She wrote a piece called Inside Disney, how the Bob Iger, Bob Chapek rift led to the ScarJo Blunder. And she basically, in no uncertain terms, and ex Disney executives, they pretty much rip Chapek apart.
Yeah.
Saying that really go after him. This is behind a paywall, so obviously you can't like put it up on the screen or anything. But if you do subscribe to the Wrap, that out. Insider tells the Wrap that Iger is mortified that Johansson ended up suing the studio. Turns out the corporate rifts have consequences. It's an open secret in Hollywood that Disney executive chairman Bob Iger and CEO Bob Chapek have been estranged for months, dating back to the very start of last year's pandemic. Now the consequences of that estrangement are becoming clear. So what happened is, and I'll let Scotty read more about that in the comicbook.com section here in a minute, but what happened was, and this I blame, and if you watch John Campea today, he said the same thing. I'm just echoing what he said, but he's right. The rifts happened at the pandemic when Bob Chapek stepped away to become just the chairman, Bob Iger stepped away to become the chairman and brought Chapek in as CEO. That transition was very bumpy. And then the pandemic hit, and then Bob Iger came back and announced that he was going to stay through this, pandemic period. So that in so doing, he undermined Chapek's authority and probably rubbed him the wrong way. Like, hey man, you gave me the keys, and now you're coming back to oversee everything. So I think that's when that rift, that separation, that estrangement happened. So I do that is Bob Iger's fault. That was a mistake on his part to reinsert himself into the situation after stepping out and up basically into the chairman role, chairman of the board.
Mm-hmm.
So so that is a problem. But if you pick up if you want to pick up from there, Scotty, we'll talk about all of that later, but we do want to kind of get through the meat of the article.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then reporting from the Wrap, comic book insider also said that one Disney insider suggested that Iger may have intentionally let Chapek shoot himself in the foot. I talked with half a dozen executives familiar with Disney and its culture, Sharon Waxman wrote, and it seems that Iger either intentionally allowed Chapek to shoot himself in the foot with Johansson's team by failing to step in and negotiate an alternative to the lawsuit, or that he is so disconnected from his successor that he was not in the loop to step in as he usually would. The Wrap was clear to point out that Disney Chief Communications Officer Xenia Much said none of this information was true. However,
well, yeah. What else are they going to say? The chief information officer is absolutely going to say that.
Of course,
whether
not.
it was true or not.
Yes.
I totally believe. I believe this, and unfortunately for Bob Iger, I think he gave Chapek enough rope to hang himself, or succeed, right? To sink or swim. He threw him in the deep end of the pool, But it goes back to what I was saying. If you're going to reinsert yourself into the situation, you should have been on top of this. Talking to Bob Iger, you should have been on top of this and not let your guy completely shit the bed.
Yeah. Precisely. And it's embarrassing for Disney. It's embarrassing for Chapek, and it also muddies the brand in terms of,
really does.
Like Marvel. No matter what you thought of Disney, up until a few weeks ago, Marvel was squeaky clean. No matter what was going on, what they were presenting on screen, say what you will about Captain Marvel, but it was a clear direction. You had Kevin Feige. The creative was going in the direction that they were going to go. Only the movies will be able to tell the story that of the narrative of the MCU moving forward. But now to know that there is corporate shenanigans and backstabbing, and nope, this is just Hollywood. This is what happens. And especially in this post-Me Too era, and Time's Up, having this very public battle with Scarlett Johansson is embarrassing. Just flat out, I hate to say it because I sound like a child. It's kind of icky.
It's pretty bad, and it's bad that it should have never gotten this far. Well, I think we said that right off the bat. Just the fact that they let this thing go, and then to hear from Scarlett Johansson's representation that they had been trying to get Disney to the table to discuss this for a long time, and they just wouldn't come to the table. They just wouldn't do anything about it, which is just odd. Iger would have never let this happen. So either he intentionally let Chapek hang himself, right? Or just threw up his hands and said, whatever. I don't know. And nobody will really know, I think. But Iger would have never let this happen under his watch. This would have been handled a completely different way.
Well, and he is a politically minded executive, as you would have to be, being the in Bob Iger's position.
Sure.
And so to allow that to happen, I heard rumblings back when his book was released that he was even considering a political career post Disney, and this kind of muddies that potential as well. If this is how he handles a situation such as this. It's the entire, nobody is going to get out of this clean. Like, the only person who is going to be getting away with anything is going to be Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, right. Because she's absolutely in the right.
Well,
the contract was they breached, Disney breached the contract she had with them, and she did everything she was supposed to do. She honored all of her commitments. She did this in the lead up to the release, when she was doing the whole publicity tour for Black Widow. She waited until after the movie came out and then tried to get some kind of relief from Disney, and they wouldn't make it right. So it just doesn't make any sense. But but we kind of went off on Bob Iger a little bit here when he was not the CEO anymore. Bob Chapek is. This happened under his watch. He owns the responsibility for all of this, and he also owns the responsibility of the statement that came out, which not only obviously upset Johansson and her team, but I'm hearing it upset major players all over the industry. They're saying
really? Okay.
And especially the Actors Guild, that are like, wait a minute, what are you doing? First of all, blaming Scarlett Johansson for using COVID, blaming COVID as a reason It was ridiculous on its face. This had nothing to do with COVID. Yeah. Especially when you're picking and choosing what goes to PVOD and not PVOD. So, stop it with that ridiculous nonsense. But I think what really angered them even more than that was the fact that they used her salary as a tool to bludgeon her with. That's a no-no, which had nothing to do with this issue.
Yeah,
it wasn't a greed issue. It's a breach of contract issue.
Agreed.
And it's larger than just what her compensation is on the back end. This has implications all over the place, right? And we'll get to that next. Even Jason Blum was like, "Yeah, this is no good. This is bigger." The Hollywood Reporter, chiming in on this issue, said Disney versus Scarlett Johansson. Why a ton of lawsuits may be next. As the Bob Chapek-led regime goes to war with a Marvel star, Hollywood stars and creatives fear the end of massive back-end deals. I'll let you pick it up from there, Scotty.
Yeah, it appears clear that Chapek, Bob too, who has been, as noted in Johansson's lawsuit, was rewarded on Wall Street for his focus on building Disney Plus. Believes it is time to establish that the days of epic 8 or 9-figure profit-sharing paydays are over. He is hardly alone in that belief. Other media giants also are about the upfront one-time payment. And those profit participants may not seem remotely sane to most people, but talent and their representatives fought for and won them, and obviously now they are going to fight to keep them, which makes complete sense. Like, I know that there are people who are incredibly livid about this, but this is like watching a clown car explode based on ridiculousness. And it's like, I decided that I was going to drive backwards down the highway with the doors open and see what happened. I don't want to wear seatbelts. Let's just spin out and see what's going on. Like, right. I don't get it. Once these things have been negotiated, and as the adage says, once you give something to someone, it is really, really difficult to take it away. Or the reverse. If you take something away, it is ridiculously hard to get it back. And I think that if this is something that has been negotiated with the talent, it's like, what did you think was going to happen, you dummy?
Right. And that's what happens when bankers and executives who don't have any idea or spend any time with creative and don't understand creative.
I don't know anything about this, and I know that it's clown shoes.
Listen, I know. It seems like complete common sense, but it just it's insane. The article goes on. It says, in time, Johansson is likely to have a company on the battle lines. It's much bigger. It's a much bigger existential fight that she's really leading, says producer Jason Blum. It's a very difficult thing to do. It's really brave to do, and she's fighting for all of the talent financially. Blum is set for multiple lifetimes, but still wants streamers to share revenue with talent in success. He acknowledges his hypocrisy in that he just signed a rich deal with Universal to make 3 Exorcist movies for a large but flat upfront fee, a model that he hopes isn't sustainable. So he at least he recognizes his hypocrisy in the deal. But the alternative to paying the talent, he notes, is paying the corporation. And how he asks, is that better? Right. So this is it just has larger implications all over the industry, and it seems like Johansson may have fired the first shot, but it's not going to be the only or last shot. This is going to be a heated battle for probably if not the remainder of the year, another 12 months. We'll probably still be fighting this battle. I don't know how this will end, but it does not look good for the streaming companies unless these big studios decide to just not do any more back-end deals. No more points, no more. And that's gonna be rough, because that's how you lure big name talent to your streaming movies and TV shows. If they're not getting producer credits, if they're not getting above the line credits at all, except for acting in it, why would they take the project? And that's what lured big time movie stars into television in the first place, starting, basically with The West Wing. So, man, like I said, it's gonna be something that this industry is gonna have to deal with pretty fast, because the streaming wars are going. We're witnessing them right now, and they're only going to get worse.
And the streaming wars are not just between the different streamers, but now, like the box office, like theaters have been drawn into this battle now. And it's interesting that Jason Blum was the one to speak up about this, because I'm pretty sure that with the low budget, high return horror movies that Blumhouse has been making, like, that is, how do you reel in someone without a huge budget and a huge payday for them? It would be the points at the end, the back end deals. And if this is how the big guys are sort of circumventing that, then how do you get bigger stars in smaller movies? I just watch it burn. Like, I am black pilled on this situation that I'm fine, good. I don't care. I'm not even going to go and take your 2-night Star Wars Galaxy cruise. I'm not doing it. I don't know how much the mini bar is going to cost. You're probably going to screw me on that too.
Look, we're talking about Disney because it's public, but this is going on with all the big studios. This is a battle that's raging. Look, Warner Brothers, a couple months ago was getting their ass kicked on this deal when they decided to go, most of their major releases, 17 movies day and date on HBO Max. So, it's not just Disney. It's everybody. No. It's everybody, and especially studios that are in the streaming business, which most of them are now. This is going to go on for a bit, at least. I would say we're in for the long haul here with this, and hopefully, hopefully studios do the right thing. I know. It's funny.
I'm sorry. Disney is an ethical corporation, and they will. Yeah, they will certainly not flag us for showing their commercial.
Yeah. And anyway, somebody like Universal can buy and sell Disney twice over. Nobody ever shits on Universal, but they're just as bad or worse.
Oh, absolutely. But it's with a public face like Scarlett Johansson bringing this to the forefront. It's not just Christopher Nolan saying, I want my movie to be shown on the biggest screen possible. Now it's, you said you were going to pay me this much, and then you snaked around the deal and you didn't pay me what you owed me. And this is a violation of the contract. And all right, well, you're just, even the beloved people are now under the tires.
Yeah, and if the contract states these are theatrically released movies, then they broke that contract. They're in breach, and Johansson, she has a reasonable expectation due to the fact that 23 movies before that had theatrical releases and were not released on a streaming service of any kind, day and date. So. I mean, her position, in my humble opinion, I am not a lawyer.
Allegedly,
I am not.
Sorry,
factually, I am not a lawyer. But in my opinion, her case is solid, and and that's why they're going to have to. They will settle out of court after. But Disney's going to do the thing corporations always do. They're gonna hoe and hum, and they're going to lob some insults, talk some smack, and then they'll pay her money and make it go away. What they're going to do, they're going to end up doing exactly what she asked them to do in the first place, behind the scenes. Hey, let's come to the table. Let's figure this out, because this isn't right. Maybe by being so public, the industry itself will start to figure out what makes sense going forward, and figure out, kind of together, how this is going to look in the future, because I hate using this word because it's fluid. It's a fluid situation. the streaming thing is for real. It's not going away. It's only going to get bigger, and we're gonna the industry is going to have to and it looks like they don't want to. They want to Disney's always wants its cake and eat it too, but so does Warner Brothers, and so does everybody. They want to do what they want to do. It's our content. We're going to do whatever we want with it. Well, okay, but contracts are going to change, right?
Yes. Well,
and like we said, when those contracts change, how are you going to entice these big name actors, performers to take on these projects if they don't get the compensation they're used to, or the deals that they're used to? If those go away, so does your talent, because your talent's not going to want to do a marriage story, right, for Netflix if the deal isn't right. Then you're not going to get them.
Absolutely. And as we've been saying in regards to the innovation required to draw people back into theaters, so that there is a reason to go into the theater, go back into cinemas once everything sort of becomes the normal that it will become. Now was, and I suppose this is the rocky beginnings of innovation in the business model when it comes to the talent itself. And that was the opportunity to lead the way, blaze the trail, do whatever you were going to do to ensure that everyone who actually makes the movies were satisfied with the business that is show. And if they couldn't innovate that to move forward, then now it's going to be rocky, and it's difficult, very public, messy. Things are not all that they seem in Tinseltown, but these studios could have been the hero, and unfortunately now not so much.
Okay. We know this is kind of boring for a lot of people, and it's not really what we want to be talking about, but it's important. These kind of things are important for the industry. It's may not be important to you as a fan, but it is important for the industry because ultimately it affects what we see. And what we
absolutely.
enjoy.
And I read something casually today saying that the age of the multi-picture deal under Marvel is now going the way of the dodo as well. And so who knows? This has a ripple effect across the entire industry, not just for Disney, but you're absolutely right. I apologize for laughing so uproariously, but
it's fine. It's funny.
It's my choice. My choice as to whether or not I'm going to howl or if I'm just going to sob uncontrollably and watch the whole thing just sink.
Well, as a palate cleanser for all that dry business talk, let's watch the Red Band trailer for Don't Breathe 2 drop. So let's check that out. That'll be good.
I love Red Band.
I get to go to town today, right?
You need to pass all your tests. Failed. The gun is in my hand.
Remember, the guy's blind, but he's still dangerous.
Find the girl. Let's hunt this motherfucker.
It's not me you need to be scared of, little girl. The man standing next to you. Now, I don't know who he is, but I know who he's not. I know who he's not.
Oh, Jesus.
You should remove that motherfucker. Oh, God.
Oh no, not the hammer.
Oh yeah, the hammer.
Yeah, that'll do it.
There was a crooked man.
Friday,
Hot diggity.
August 13th. Friday the 13th, that drops.
No,
Yeah,
wow.
it's about to get dark. The Don't Breathe 2, dark as fuck, or AF, restricted trailer. Yeah, so that looks good. I'll tell you what. I didn't see Don't Breathe. I know it was good. Everybody says it was a good movie. I just haven't seen it. But these trailers, this is the second one we've shown on the show, have gotten me excited to go back, watch that one, and then watch this one on Friday the 13th.
Oh yeah. And as I'm with you, I haven't seen Don't Breathe 1. I've heard it's good. I love Stephen Lang. I think he's a great actor. And slang. And also, just on a personal note, I think that would be one of the most terrifying ways to die, is to have my nose and mouth crazy glued shut.
Crazy glued? Yeah.
That's insane. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, no, that is definitely, I'm going to have to check that out. I'm going to have to find someone to see it with so I can hold their hand. There
you go. Moving on to some other news. Nicholas Hoult to star in Universal monster movie Renfield. Chris McKay is directing the movie centered around Dracula's wacky lackey, they say. Okay. Nicholas Hoult is set to star in Renfield, Universal Monsters movie focused on Dracula's infamous unhinged acolyte. So McKay's coming off of Amazon's The Tomorrow War. Some people liked it, like me. Some people didn't. I think you didn't care for it. No. Which is fine. Yeah. So he's directing the feature. Let's see. This is actually a story from Robert Kirkman of The Walking Dead.
Which is
so that looks good.
It's it's interesting to sort of tell a Dracula story from the perspective of not Dracula, and I know that the novel is based on the letters of Jonathan Harker, but played by Keanu Reeves in the Francis Ford Coppola version. But when I saw Renfield, all I could think of was Tom Waits in the Francis Ford Coppola version. Seeing Nicholas Hoult, like the promotional, not promotional, like not in costume or anything, but sort of the red carpet photo that they showed of Nicholas Hoult, I was like, yeah, this guy could play Renfield. I'm fine with that. So it's an interesting slant on it. I would like to see it. And also, if we are focusing on that, I wonder how sexy this Dracula is going to be.
I don't know. It's probably.
And I mean the movie the movie as a whole, not necessarily Dracula himself, but with the vampire women that inhabit the castle and things like that. I wonder if it'll be a little closer to the erotic tale. Dracula's always been sort of associated with eroticism and horror and the dangers surrounding both, and how it titillates and also frightens. And so the
Hollywood Reporter says Chris McKay, who helmed Amazon's The Tomorrow War, is directing a feature that has a story from Walking Dead creator Robert Kirkman. Ryan Ridley, who's known for Fox's Ghosted and Adult Swim's Rick and Morty, pinned the script.
Weird.
Yeah. Okay. The character of Renfield originated in Bram Stoker's 1897 novel Dracula. Let's see, what else did they say? They just kind of given some backstory. Yeah, just some backstory. So they don't really say anything more than that, except for it looks like Nicholas Hoult is set to star. And we'll see. Universal's still trying to make these monster movies after that horrible universe they tried to create that crashed and burned so bad a couple years back.
I don't want to talk about Kirkman today, or not Kirkman, Kurtzman.
No.
Let's just go.
We'll move on. So, anyways, look forward to that Renfield. That's an interesting take. To kind of going up on to the side, to periphery of Dracula. In other news,
Yes.
Not related, but this was awesome. Avatar: The Last Airbender fans crowdfunded 1 million in a day for a new game. Goal met in 16 minutes. Crowdfunding campaign, a new Avatar role-playing game proves popularity remains high for the franchise. Viacom CBS announced earlier this year the creation of Avatar Studios, which will develop new television series and feature films set within the universe of Avatar: The Last Airbender. It was a smart decision given just how passionate Last Airbender fans remain for new content over 16 years after the animated series first debuted on Nickelodeon. Per the official Kickstarter campaign, Avatar Legends, the RPG is a historic fantasy game, obviously, set in the universe of Avatar, the Last Airbender, and Legend of Korra, in which you and your friends take on the role of young heroes from across the 4 nations who have just joined together to make the world a better place. It's a game for people of all ages who want to look at the world beyond the scope of the existing stories and explore the meaningful actions heroes take for the good of others. Okay, so that's cool. I thought that was awesome. I love when the community comes together and funds things they love, like this show. Hopefully, that's what we're asking all of our community to do is fund the creatives and fund the shows that you love. And this is just an extension of that.
Who knows? Maybe someday we'll have a Fantasmagorium RPG.
No, maybe not.
But maybe not. No. Come on, it could be a side.
I thought that was cool. Be $1 in 16 minutes is a lot of money.
Well, no, it said the goal was their goal was achieved in 16 minutes, but it made okay. Yeah, it was 50,000 in the was the goal originally, gotcha. And that was funded in 16 minutes, and then the $1 million mark was in a single day. It's exceeded 1.5 mil, and it's on its way past, and it is well on its way past the 2 million mark. So wow. I hope that shows up on screens, just so that you'll be able to play. I've never been much of an Avatar: The Last Airbender fan. It would depend on how that game looks for me to be able to play it, but I do love RPGs, and the only thing, I'm not a Final Fantasy fan either. I don't like the turn-based RPGs, but who knows? We'll see how it looks, and if it looks cool to be able to bend water and fire, and I'm in like that. I'll give it a go.
Awesome. Yeah. No. I suppose this is from the Avatar Studios, correct?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it sounds like. Okay. So I know they're doing television and obviously films, but do they have a game creation studio, a game studio as well under the Avatar Studios banner?
Pardon me. Well, they just Viacom CBS announced earlier this year that the creation of Avatar Studios. So yeah. I guess I don't know.
We'll look a little bit more into that. Maybe somebody knows in the comments. Just go ahead and let us know if you know if they're doing games or they're raising money to create a game division, or is this just something they want to hire out to a different game company? Interesting. Next up on the docket is, and I believe this is a Collider exclusive. Producer Hiram Garcia says Red Notice is the biggest movie Netflix has ever done. That's a bold statement. So this Adam Chitwood from Collider had a chance to sit down with Hiram Garcia. And he says another one you guys have in the can. He was actually talking to him about several of his projects, but another one he said that you guys have in the can, talking to Garcia, is Red Notice, which I'm super excited for. What can you tease about that one? And I'll let Scotty read Hiram Garcia's response.
Garcia said, Red Notice is such a fun film. It's the biggest movie Netflix has ever done, and they were incredible partners making sure we had everything we needed to finish the movie in the middle of a pandemic. Despite all of those challenges, we're so happy with how Red Notice turned out. These three actors are so incredible together. Gal Gadot, Ryan Reynolds, and DJ. Are we calling Dwayne Johnson DJ now? Okay, DJ
suppose.
I guess Garcia's on a DJ basis with The Rock.
Awesome.
Have such amazing chemistry and look awesome together. You just can't get enough of them. Plus, the film has a fun throwback vibe to it with Deej being an FBI profiler chasing after the most wanted art thieves in the world. It's truly a big globe-trotting adventure and the kind of movie that delivers on the fun escapism that I think the world could use more of right now. We are very proud of the movie and excited for it to release on November 12th around the world. In essence, you're seeing Black Adam, Deadpool, and Wonder Woman in another version on screen. Who doesn't want to see that? And I love a heist film, so I'm with you.
Sure, yeah. I'm down. This actually looked pretty cool. I don't know if the movie's actually going to be good or not. It could be a flaming pile of dog shit, as far as I know. Netflix they're hit and miss with their original movies, so who knows? Remains to be seen. But I have seen the trailer for it. It looked good. The trailer looked decent. Obviously, it has all the star power that you'd want in a movie like that. So,
if it's got DJ in it,
right? It's got DJ. I wish I was on the first name basis with even the first name. He's on a nickname basis.
He's on a nickname basis. Yeah. Well, I don't know.
All right.
Anyway, before we go on and before we continue
movies,
talking. I just wanted to correct myself. It's not a video game in terms of the RPG. It's actually a tabletop game for Avatar: The Last Band. That was my mistake.
That's a lot of money for a tabletop game. Are they actually that expensive to produce?
Well, it better come with dice, is all I'm saying.
Right. Okay.
Sorry, I didn't mean to backtrack.
Yeah, that's fine. Thanks for correcting the record because I thought it was a board game at first, and then you made it sound like a video game. I'm like, oh, cool. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, let's get a video game too. Is there a video game? There might be.
Mm-hmm.
Why the Last Man TV series gets official poster. We're away from something many comic readers never thought would happen. The premiere of an actual live-action adaptation of Brian K. Vaughan and Pia Guerrera's Why the Last Man. Ahead of the show's debut, FX has released an official poster for the TV adaptation, which will debut on Fox on Hulu in September, which is great because I have Hulu and I love that. Here is the poster we can share with you guys. If I can get it to load. There you go.
Rock and roll.
Awesome. Why the Last Man. This is a cool series. Now, I learned from Why the Last Man from John Schnepp and Amy Dallin. They would talk about this on Heroes all the time. So I started looking into this. It's great story. So this adaptation, Brian K. Vaughan stuff is usually pretty good anyways. But I've been looking forward to this. At first it was, I think, going to be a sci-fi mini series and it was going to be a bunch of different stuff, but ultimately ended up with Hulu and FX, which is great. So we're looking forward to that. Couple weeks away from that, and I'll definitely be watching that one. In fact, that might be we may be doing some reviews of the shows on this show. We'll keep you posted on that.
Mm-hmm.
Short little segments, just how did we see it, did we like it, that kind of thing. Won't do a whole show around it, but yeah. So one last trailer to watch before we hit the comments today. This is Yakuza Princess. This trailer, this is 2021. This trailer dropped this morning, and let's take a look.
You have the vocation to become a true warrior, but to fulfill it, you and your sword must become one. Sagui!
They brought something here to help you remember what happened.
What do you want? The sword. Tell me about it.
It's very ancient. People are gonna pay a lot of money for this blade. I'm pretty sure they're connected to the Yakuza.
The katana has found you. You and it are one now. Go. Your life depends on it.
I need your help.
その男が狙っているのは刀ではない。
じゃあどうして私を追ってくるんですか?
Your whole family was killed. No one is capable of bearing their past.
I won't be trapped by a past that isn't my own.
君の持ってるあの刀は魔物が人による次になる獲物の。
Let's give them more.
The past will come knocking. It's your fate.
My name is...
Yay.
You're right. So
that
we don't
looks really good.
Don't have a release date for that, but that's coming soon. Yakuza Princess trailer. Jonathan Rhys Meyers, which I like. I've always liked him. He was in Tudors. I really liked him in with Henry Cavill.
Mm-hmm.
Great show on I think I was HBO or Showtime, one of the two. Can't remember off the top of my head. Magnolia Pictures release. I don't know when that's coming up, but I would assume pretty soon. We can check that out. That looked pretty good. I was like, all right, we'll bring that to the show and see if anybody has any comments or questions on that. Obviously, it's not big budget movie, but it looks like a cool little samurai sword katana action flick.
I like Yakuza movies. Good guys, bad guys, whatever. I don't care. I like the Japanese mafia. It's entertaining to watch. So,
yeah. I love the best part of that when they both like, all right, cool. All right. The Yakuza. All right. So let's go over to the chat, shall we?
Yes, let's.
All right, let's go.
Oh, how are you guys doing today? My stars have missed you. Darius Munchausen, not only are you first, you are our first. You are the first person to say first in our chat, and for that, we thank you. Darius Munchausen says, I tweeted out the stream, but I'm not sure I did it right.
Okay.
Right ahead. I know how this story ends. Oh, I think I fixed it. Thank you.
Sweet. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Nice.
Oh, wait, that was you.
That was me. Sometimes I interact. Naladoc says, tweeting out a stream sounds a bit too dirty. And yeah, it does, now that you mention it. Darius Munchausen, 2 minutes before showtime, was prepared for our show. And for that, we thank you, Darius.
Oh, what did I do there? I hit the wrong button. At Steve, a cruise? Dare I say it's a star cruise? Yes, you dare. Yes, you dare.
Oh my God! Do you remember? You remember the Ewok movie? Like, I forget if it was Battle for Endor or the Caravan of Courage, but there's one where Wicket is just running around and he's like, Star Cruiser, whoosh! And he's just doing that.
No.
Anyway, that reminded me of that. Sorry about that, Doctor.
Awesome. That was a funny little aside.
Yeah. Darius Munchausen says, a tale of two Bobs. Yes.
Yeah, right.
Bobs. And speaking of the Bobs, as soon as I read the headline before the show, I was like, this reminds me of Office Space, and Scarlett Johansson's going to walk in and be like, so what would you say you do here?
Right. The Bob saga continues.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Todd Michael says, hey, Todd Michael, hello to Misters Foley and R37. Thank you. Thank you. And hello to you, Todd Michael. And hello to Darius and Naladoc from Todd Michael. The estrangement of the Bobs, Electric Boogaloo. Oh, the saga continues.
Yes, it does.
And Darius says ahoy to Todd Michael and Naladoc and to Steve.
It's a love fest in the chat. We love it.
And
it's awesome.
Ditto. Todd Michael says, quote of the day, even I know this is clown shoes. And isn't it though? Isn't it?
It is.
Todd Michael says, regarding the innovation in cinema, return of smell-o-vision's going to happen, kids. Just you wait.
It is.
Oh, man.
Well, we were talking about that 4D stuff yesterday or the day before. And look, where you get the wind blowing in your face, you get mist when it's raining and all that kind of nonsense. Your chair goes up and down, does backflips, and cooks you breakfast or a meal or some goddamn thing.
I'm not sure if I'm remembering it correctly, but when I went to go see Titanic, I swear when it was like a pleasant experience in the theater, and then when the Titanic crashes into the iceberg and starts to sink.
Spoiler alert.
Spoilers. And they went up to the thermostat and turned on the air conditioning. And I don't know if you remember, but it was released in December. And so it got really cold in the theater, as it would have been on the Titanic. And that was one of the best theater experiences I've ever had.
There you go. All right.
Todd Michael says, I wonder where my favorite Norwegian is at today. I don't know where Turge is.
Blunder.
And Dracul. Thank you, Darius, for Dracul. Todd Michael says, regarding Avatar, that's some batshit crazy crowdfunding there. It is. Absolutely, it is. And especially,
I've tried to crowd before. It's hard. Not only is it hard just to kind of break through the noise, just to get it out there, you have to actually have created kind of a community before you even launch the damn thing. And it costs a lot of money to do that. It's, I mean, good on them. They had the money to actually create a funding campaign that actually works. But man, yeah, it's hard. It's not easy to do.
No, not at all. Todd Michael says Scotty is a nicotine bender. I am. I can bend nicotine like nobody's business.
Yep.
Todd Michael says, I would assume gaming would be outsourced. Setting up a quality game studio in 2021 could be a massive capital expense for such a small studio. Possibly. I don't know enough about the tabletop gaming industry, or let alone the video
I think that was for the actual game,
yes.
Like a video game. And then Todd Michael follows up with, a tabletop RPG. If it uses an existing system, then that would be possible to do in-house, I bet. Yeah. So yeah, I think you're right.
Well, and also the Richard would have some information on that based on his delving into the Masters of the Universe game that he's been working on.
Yeah, tabletop games is kind of Richard's forte.
Oh, I would dare say he's near expertly. Naladoc says, Why the Last Man was a great series. I haven't read it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm aware of it, obviously, but it's not, I haven't delved into it. I'm looking forward to the series. And if that tickles me, or if it crashes and burns, I'll definitely take a look at the comic. I know that it is monumental.
Yeah.
Darius Munchausen says, Hey guys, I got to drive for the next hour, but I'll be listening in the car. Thank you for listening, man. Darius. Thanks for showing up in the chat, bud.
Yeah, we appreciate the patronage for sure, dude.
Naladoc says, anytime you say spoilers, you should say spoilers, sweetie. We should. Little river song out there. We should. I agree. Oh man, we haven't even talked about.
I'll let you do that. You can do that anytime you want. I won't be doing that, but
I will. Thanks
for the suggestion. Anyways,
that's a good one. Yeah. And Todd Michael says, a friend runs a local crowd-funded comic. Yeah, it is a pain in the ass. Well, I can imagine, and I've heard some stories from a couple of YouTube creators who do that, and they've crowdfunded and sold comics. And it sounds like a hustle, but there is money to be made if you can connect with your audience.
Yeah, the thing is, you basically have to pay a company. I mean, even if you set up the whole campaign, you need to pay a company to market. Because trying to market it on your own is just it's a nightmare. You end up paying way too much money, trying to do it yourself. And there's companies out there that do this for a business. So that's probably the best way to do it. But I haven't had very much luck crowdfunding. It's all about the community, and like we say, it's all about, we're nothing without the chat. We're nothing without our community. We're nothing without all of you that come and watch us every day. We need and love your support, and we're very grateful that you watch us every day, because it's time out of your day. We hope we give you a quality product, and we're hoping to continue to bring you great quality products. As we grow, and hopefully you grow with us. And that's just kind of the way it goes. But yeah, it's not easy. It's hard.
It is as you've mentioned before, in terms of pushing through the noise and getting our voices heard, or any independent creator's voice heard. The hardest part is connecting with people, and that's why we ask you to share Tell your friends if you think that they would enjoy our news outlet or our gossip mongering corner of the internet. Please tell them, let them know. And also, if you would like to hear us jaw about James Bond, tune in tonight.
Tune in tonight at 6 p.m. Pacific time. That's 9 p.m. Eastern time, or whatever time it is in your neck of the woods. Should be a fun show. Looking forward to talking a little James Bond with Scotty and Catherine. So that should be nice. Please join us for that inaugural show. It'll be fun to see how that goes. We're doing a 10 episodes run up to the release of No Time to Die. Whether or not that show continues will be largely up to you and the response it gets. I think it'll be good. I think people will enjoy it. Well, of course it's gonna be good. But I think people will enjoy it. There are some podcasts out there, but there's not a lot. There's not like Star Wars or Star Trek where there's literally thousands of shows. And hopefully we can bring you something a little different from everybody else.
Yeah, and that's what we're hoping to do. And just much like this show, it'll have that Fantasmagorium slant where you're going to be able to hear our conversations. We have these conversations when you're not here. We just like sharing them with you.
Right. Exactly. So please join us tonight and every Wednesday night for the next 10 weeks. Anyways, that should be fun. Otherwise, Scotty, unless you have anything else, I think we can cut it short today.
Sure. I'm good. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go. So once again, thanks everybody for playing, coming and watching the show, and interacting in the chat. We love you. We look forward to interacting with you every day. And we will see you tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific. For Scotty R37, I am Steve Foley. Have a great day, everybody.
See you guys.